Kiddo, I think you might have me mixed up with someone else.
Also, what are you talking about? Come back here. I'm so sorry, sir. She must have thought you were someone else.
No, Mommy, I didn't get it wrong. He is my daddy. Hey, jerk, my dad's back now. You better watch out or I'll knock your teeth out.
I told you to shut it, you little brat, or I will rip that mouth right off your face!
It must feel real tough going after a little girl, huh? Back off.
What you're seeing now is just the result. The real story happened long before this moment.
Mr. President, after winning the presidential election, your first stop is a state prison?
Milo, we are here to see a very important man. In fact, so important that he helped decide the presidential election victory for us. Oh, here he comes now. Mr. S, it's an honor to finally meet you in person. After all, you helped decide the victory for the presidential election and single-handedly built the Enros Group from the ground up.
So you were waiting for the most mysterious mastermind who built the Innis Group? You're waiting for the man who runs the most powerful financial empire, Mr. S.
No worries, Donald. Wasn't a big deal. Besides, I've been meaning to take down your opponents for years. GAO Defense Systems.
So is that why you went to prison 6 years ago?
No. My girlfriend got into some trouble and couldn't let an innocent woman go to jail. Took the fall myself.
I see. But I still don't understand. Your prison sentence ends tomorrow. Why go through a parole application just to get out one day early?
Well, sir, 6 years ago, I promised that I would propose to my girl on this very day. I'm a man of my word. So, sir, I got a ride to catch. Keep in touch.
There he is.
Look at this guy. Great news. Miss Davis is finally on Mirror Media's radar, one of the top media companies in the country. And thanks to your support, they actually made her the director of the news. They're even having an inauguration ball for her tonight. Every major player in the industry is going to be there.
Isabella's always wanted to be a world-famous journalist. Warren, let's give her that final push tonight. I want you to personally deliver my exclusive interview rights to her at the gala. And Warren, this won't just be an interview. I'm going to ask her to marry me. And reveal the truth, that Mr. S, the man behind Enros Group, the one who's been guiding her career every step of the way, opening up every door, has been me all along.
I'll have all the specials, please.
All right, right away.
Whether you like it or not, Freya, this marriage is happening.
Really, Preston? We both know this marriage is just your play to swallow up my company, Mirror Media.
So what if it is? I mean, this marriage is already a done deal. Both of our families have made that choice, and there is nothing that you can do about it. And your precious Mirror Media is as good as mine.
You're mean. Stop yelling at my mommy. I don't want her to marry you.
Shut it, you little bastard. Nobody asked you.
Who says I don't have a daddy? He's my daddy.
Kiddo, I think you might have me mixed up with someone else.
Also, what are you talking about? Come back here. I'm so sorry, sir. She must have thought you were someone else.
No, Mommy, I didn't get it wrong. He is my daddy. Hey, jerk, my dad's back now. You better watch out or I'll knock your teeth out.
I told you to shut it, you little brat, or I will rip that mouth right off your face!
It must feel real tough going after a little girl, huh? Back off.
Who the hell are you? You know what, how about this? How about you stay out of it? Because it's none of your damn business. And Freya, how about you control your kid before she ropes in this street trash, fresh out of prison, who's wanting to play daddy.
You know what, Preston? Who I marry is none of your business. But let me be clear. It will never be you.
Fine, but I swear to you, Freya, I will make you regret those words, and you are not gonna like how this ends.
Elsa's never known her father. She's put up with Snyder Marks her whole life. Maybe it's time I find her a dad. In one move, I could finally shut my family up and keep Mirror Media in my own hands.
I know this might sound crazy, but you helped my daughter just now, and will you marry me? Be my husband? I know this sounds crazy, but I can make it worth your while. I can pay you $1 million a month and a Bugatti as a signing bonus.
Ma'am, that is a very tempting offer, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to turn you down. You see, I already have a girlfriend, and, well, I plan on proposing tonight.
Is she prettier than my mommy?
I am so sorry for her and my own reckless offer. Congratulations. I'm sure your proposal will go perfectly.
Your dessert's ready, sir.
Thank you.
Wait, what? The top 3 media companies are teaming up against Mirror Media? And they're dragging my personal life into this? Who's behind this?
It's Preston Norton. I double-checked. The Nortons are one of the most powerful families in the country. Easily the richest in the state. We're helpless against them.
Preston, you son of... Broke her out of options. There might be one person left who could help us. The boss of Enros Group. Mr. S.
They need my help.
I know. We're nobodies to a guy like that, but reach out. Whatever he wants, I'll do it.
Mr. Handsome, please save my mommy.
Sorry for listening to your phone call, but, maybe I can help.
You?
Consider it an apology for turning down your proposal. Warren, I need you to find and delete every negative post about the CEO. Sorry, your name again?
Freya Sterling.
Freya Sterling. And scrub every platform clean of any smears against her or Mirror Media. And Warren, let's leak some dirt on the Nortons. Remind them who really runs things around here. It's all taken care of.
You're joking, right? Just with one phone call, just like that?
This guy's just some random guy on parole. There's no way he actually fixed anything. Probably bluffing so he doesn't look weak in front of me and Elsa.
I get it, Miss Sterling. I know it sounds unbelievable, but yeah, just give it a moment. You'll like the surprise. Oh, and yep, that's my cue. My girlfriend's here.
What are we doing here again?
You remember that guy like 6 years ago went to jail for me?
Oh yeah, ew.
Isabella?
Cassius! Good, you're right on time. We're done. We're done.
Wait, what? Are you serious? I just finished my sentence. We can finally be together. I picked up your favorite dessert.
Are you trying to get me fat? Do you really think I want to eat cheap junk like that?
Get lost, Cassius. You're a broke, jobless loser with a criminal record. Isabella's way out of your league.
Isabella, where's this coming from?
I'm about to be head of news at Mirror Media. That's $20 million a year. I'm not wasting my time on gutter trash that can easily be sent back into the slammer at any moment.
That's why you're breaking up with me? 6 years ago, you were the one caught red-handed with stolen goods. I took the fall for you.
Blah, blah, frickin' blah. You volunteered. Nobody forced you to do it. Honestly, you're lucky that you got to sacrifice yourself for Isabella.
Just stop with the sob story, Cassius. I know what you're really here for. A payout. Well, here. Take it.
You think I give a shit about the money? Isabella, how do you think that someone with zero connections just stumbled their way into exclusive interviews year after year? Everything you have
is because I worked my ass off to get here. I certainly didn't need any of your help.
And whose help did you need, Isabella?
You really want to know? Freya Sterling, CEO of Mirror Media.
Freya, that's the woman I just helped.
Just wait, Mom. There's no way that handsome guy was lying.
Miss Sterling, you're not gonna believe it. Every smear post about you and Mirror Media is gone. All of it. Vanished.
That's incredible.
Brett, how did you get that dirt on my family? Our stock just plummeted 80%. It was you, wasn't it? I'm gonna get you for this.
See? I told you he's awesome. Like superhero level awesome. I wish you were my real dad.
Crushed the Norton stock by 80%? Who is this guy?
Oh, you see that? Miss Sterling sent that card just for me. You'll never get such a nice ride in your whole miserable, broke life.
What happened to you? It was 6 years ago, you didn't give a shit about my status when you were saving me. And now you're so shallow and money obsessed.
People change. With Miss Sterling's help, I'm part of the elite now. You have a criminal record, so you could never get a proper job. And besides, 6 years ago, I wasn't the one who saved you.
Wait, what? You weren't the one who saved my life?
No, of course not, idiot. 6 years ago, when I worked at the hotel, I just snuck into your room to get some extra cash. It was you who woke up and started blabbing about devoting the rest of your life to me. I mean, okay, you weren't completely useless, though. I mean, thanks for going to prison for me, Cassius. I wouldn't be here today without you. Did anyone follow you?
No. No, I don't think so.
Cassius, I didn't steal anything. I'm so scared. I don't want to go to jail.
Hey. It's gonna be okay. You know, I'm gonna tell them that I did it. I'm gonna take your place.
Cassius! I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'm gonna marry you, okay?
You saved me first. Okay, I'm gonna handle this for you, and when I get out, I'm gonna give you the life you always dreamed of.
See you never, dumbass.
So you lied to me.
Oh, lied, please. I didn't make you do anything. And I don't know who rescued you. Probably some nobody I wouldn't let polish my shoes.
Hey, what happened to you?
Get your filthy hands off of me. I have a gala to get to. I'm done talking to you.
Six years wasted. All those sleepless nights. What a joke. But who was it who saved me 6 years ago?
Mr. Handsome! You saved my mommy today, right? Thank you.
I do want to thank you. You saved me twice today. Can I at least get your name?
Cassius Adams.
Handsome guy, where is your girlfriend? Did she dump you?
Elsa, he's gonna propose.
Nuh-uh. Look, his cake's on the ground. He totally just got dumped.
Looks like we got a smart little detective, huh?
My offer still stands. We could get married today, right now.
Miss Sterling, as you can see, I'm just a convict on parole. Why would you want to marry me? You don't care about your public image?
I don't care about that. You stepped in and saved 2 strangers today without hesitating. That's the kind of man that will build his own empire one day. And I'd be proud to stand by him, as a wife and a partner.
Okay. I will marry you. And as your husband and Elsa's father, I promise that no one will dare harm you two ever again.
Yay, I have a daddy!
Cassius, my gala's tonight, and I want you by my side. I've arranged a car and my stylist to help you look the part. I'm gonna meet up with you after I wrap up things in the office.
Sounds perfect. I'll see you two there.
Congratulations, Miss Davis. Handpicked by Miss Sterling to lead Mirror Media's news division. And at such a young age.
I'm so incredibly honored, and it's all because of Mrs. Sterling's belief in me. A toast to her.
Cassius? What the hell is he doing here?
Cassius! Move. Don't think that just because you're dressed up all fancy that you're part of the elite. This is a high society event, not a prison yard. Get out.
Cassius, invites were sent out to the social elite, not jobless losers like you. How the hell did you even sneak in here anyways?
Sneak in? Oh, hardly. Freya sent a driver for me, and didn't mention anything about needing an invitation.
Okay, you've officially lost it. Do you actually expect us to believe that Freya personally sent you a driver to Isabella's gala? Are you nuts?
Cassius, I don't know how to get it through your little head. We're done. Over. Why don't you just leave before I have to throw you out on the street?
Oh, Isabella, I'm not here for you. And this is Freya's gala. And trust me, she does not mind that I'm here.
Cassius, do you know who you're speaking about? Freya Sterling isn't just a CEO. She's the queen of news. How the hell would she know some broke loser who just got out of prison?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why don't you ask her when she gets here?
Miss Sterling, we tried everything. We found that Mr. Adams turned himself in for theft 6 years ago, but that's it. And now we're getting direct warnings from the CIA director himself to back off.
So my brand new husband has a past that even I can't reach. Cassius Adams, I'm gonna find out exactly who you are.
Cassius! Cassius, don't you think that you're taking these jokes of yours too far?
But everything I've said is the truth.
Cassius, once Miss Sterling learns about the disrespectful lies you've been spewing, there won't be a single corner of this entire country that you can hide in.
Oh, wow. Freya's that scary? Didn't realize.
That's enough. Freya Sterling is the real deal. Filth like you need to keep her name out of your mouth. I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
Isabella, I am willing to let things slide, but trust me, you don't want to push me.
First, you sneak in here without an invitation, and then you attack my sister? Oh, you've been in prison so long, you forgot your manners.
When your sister tries to hit me, it's justice, but when I try to defend myself, I'm a barbarian? Isabella, you can't have journalistic integrity with that kind of bias. Careful. Keep it up and you might lose your job.
Shut your goddamn mouth, you stupid fucking clown. Miss Davis is Miss Sterling's protege. If her sister strikes you, you turn the other cheek. Got it? Insolent fool. Get out before we throw you out ourselves.
Hey, buddy. You're all your ass out of here.
Yeah, Don't push your luck. You wouldn't want us to get our hands dirty.
Let's be nice for Miss Davis' sake. There's 200 grand on this card. Pick it up with your teeth and crawl out of here.
Did you hear her? She said, pick it up with your mouth, and we'll let you out in one piece.
Yeah, how about no?
Well, if you don't want to do this the easy way, then I'll...
Isabella is just a little reporter who happened to catch Freya's attention. She really worth all this trouble? Why is all of high society swooping in to save her?
You don't get it, you loser. I see that shackle on you. You're just another hobo out on parole.
Hey, get back here. What are you doing? Hey, Cassius, get your filthy ass off Miss Sterling's throne.
Oh, this is Freya's chair? No, I'll stay.
Cassius, this is your last warning. When Miss Sterling finds out what you've done, you'll be dead. You can't afford to piss her off.
Actually, I can afford just about anything in this world.
Quit bluffing! Do you really think that you're better than Miss Sterling?
Yeah, maybe you do have some good journalistic instincts after all.
Shut up! The only reason these people here are indulging in your little act is because of me. Otherwise, you'd be thrown out on the street by now. My word, and they'll have you beaten bloody and dumped out.
Isabella, I don't think you realize who you just hit.
Done with your bullshit, Cassius. Mr. Whitmore, call security. Have them break his legs and dump him out.
Right away, Miss Davis. Security, I need all hands on deck in the banquet hall. Now! Break this clown's legs and throw him out the door!
The CEO of Mirror Media is here.
Stop!
Everyone believes time moves forward, second by second, day by day, a straight line from birth to death. That belief is comforting. It's also wrong. Time does not move forward. It repeats. And this story exists inside one of those repetitions. His name is Ethan Cross. Ethan wakes up every morning at exactly 6:17 a.m. The same pale sunlight, through the same cracked blinds. The same hum of traffic outside his apartment. The same unfamiliar sense that something is about to go terribly wrong. At first, Ethan thinks he's just exhausted. Then the repetition begins. The same woman drops her coffee at the subway entrance. The same child cries on the platform. The same announcement echoes through the station speakers, slightly distorted, as if reality itself is struggling to remember its lines. And at 8:42 a.m. every single day, someone dies. The first time, it's a stranger. The second time, it's a coworker. The third time, it's Ethan himself. He doesn't remember dying. He only remembers waking up again at 6:17. That's when panic sets in. Ethan tries everything to break the pattern. He skips work. He stays home. He leaves the city. Nothing works. No matter what he does, the day resets, and every reset ends in death. Weeks pass. Or maybe years. Time becomes meaningless when it refuses to move. Ethan begins documenting everything. Every word spoken, every event, every deviation. He maps the day down to the second, searching for a flaw in the system. That's when he notices something impossible. The loop is changing. Small details shift. A conversation lasts longer. A face appears where it shouldn't. And then, one morning, Ethan meets her, a woman standing on the opposite subway platform, staring directly at him, as if she recognizes him. She mouths two words. Find me. The next reset, she's gone. Ethan becomes obsessed. He alters his routine, chasing traces of her existence across timelines. And finally, he finds her in an abandoned research facility buried beneath the city. Her name is Dr. Mara Levin. She isn't surprised to see him. In fact, she's been waiting. Mara explains the truth slowly, because the truth is fragile. Years ago, humanity learned how to bend time. Not travel through it, but loop it. The technology was designed to prevent disasters. Reset the day. Fix the mistake. Save millions, but the loop had a flaw. Memory leakage. Some minds were resistant to resets. Ethan was one of them. Not by accident, but by design. Mara tells him something that shatters his identity. Ethan didn't fall into the loop. He volunteered for it. In the original timeline, a global catastrophe occurred at 8:42 a.m., a chain reaction that wiped out entire cities. The loop exists to stop it. And Ethan is the failsafe. Every death he experiences resets the system. Every loop brings humanity one step closer to survival. The cost. Ethan's life. Over and over again. He was chosen because he agreed. Because he believed one life was worth saving millions. But something went wrong. Mara fell in love with him, and love was never part of the equation. As Ethan remembers fragments of his original self, the weight becomes unbearable. He wasn't trapped. He was sacrificed. The final loop approaches. The system is stabilizing. The disaster can be prevented permanently. But only if Ethan stays inside the loop forever. Mara gives him a choice the system never allowed. End the loop, and let the catastrophe happen. Or disappear, so the world can continue. At 8:41 a.m., Ethan stands at the center of the city. For the first time, time does not feel heavy. It feels clear. He makes his choice. When Ethan opens his eyes again, it isn't 6:17 a.m. Time moves forward. And somewhere in the world, people live normal lives, never knowing the man who died infinite times, so they could have a future. The loop is gone. But the echo remains. Because even when time forgets, sacrifice never truly disappears.
The world did not end in fire. There were no explosions, no dramatic speeches, no final warning reported on the news. The world ended quietly. It ended with empty shelves, with unanswered phone calls, with doors that stopped opening. By the time people realized something was truly wrong, society had already collapsed. This story begins 6 months after that collapse. His name is Daniel Mercer. Before the fall, Daniel was ordinary in every way that mattered. He worked a desk job. He complained about traffic. He believed that tomorrow would always arrive as scheduled. Now, tomorrow is never guaranteed. Daniel lives alone in what used to be a suburban neighborhood. Houses stand like skeletons, intact on the outside, hollow within. Some were abandoned peacefully. Others still carry marks of violence on their walls. Every morning, Daniel follows the same routine. He wakes before sunrise. He checks the perimeter. He counts his supplies: canned food, bottled water, a handgun with limited ammunition. He keeps track of everything because forgetting is dangerous. In this world, mistakes are fatal. The collapse wasn't caused by war, or climate, or even disease. It was caused by silence. One day, systems stopped responding. Power grids failed. Financial networks froze. Supply chains broke down with no explanation. Governments issued statements, then stopped speaking altogether. No enemy ever appeared, and that terrified people more than any invasion could have. At first, neighbors helped each other. They shared food. They shared information. Then supplies ran low. That was when kindness became conditional. Daniel remembers the exact moment he stopped trusting people. It was the day he watched a man beg for water and then pull a knife the moment Daniel turned his back. From that day on, Daniel survived by one rule: never assume innocence. Months pass. Seasons change. The world grows quieter. One afternoon, Daniel hears a sound he hasn't heard in weeks. Footsteps, careful, Measured, not desperate. Someone knows what they're doing. Daniel hides inside his house, watching through a cracked window. A woman enters the street, carrying a backpack and a rifle slung across her shoulder. She moves like someone who has survived longer than most. Her name is Mara. They don't trust each other. Trust is expensive now. Their first conversation is short. Their weapons remain visible, their distance carefully measured. But survival favors cooperation. Mara knows things Daniel doesn't. She's traveled beyond the neighborhood, seen cities reduced to graves. She tells him the truth no one wants to hear. The collapse isn't temporary. No help is coming. The world people remember is gone. Together, they form an uneasy alliance. Days turn into weeks. They scavenge abandoned buildings. They avoid roads. They watch the horizon constantly. And slowly, something dangerous happens. They begin to feel human again. They talk at night. They share memories of a world that feels fictional now. They laugh quietly, as if afraid laughter might attract there. That hope is a liability. One night, they encounter a group of survivors. Families, children, people who look harmless. The leader asks for food. Daniel hesitates. Mara doesn't. She says no. When the group leaves, Daniel argues with her. They needed help. Mara looks at him and says something that changes everything. So did we? No one helped us. Days later, they find that same group again. Only this time, the group is armed and they're not asking. Daniel witnesses what desperation truly looks like. The survivors kill without hesitation. They take everything. They leave bodies behind. Daniel and Mara escape, but something inside Daniel breaks. That night, he can't sleep because he realizes a terrifying truth. The apocalypse didn't turn people into monsters. It revealed who they already were. As resources disappear, morality follows. Daniel struggles with what survival requires. Mara accepts it. She's not cruel, she's realistic. She tells Daniel about a settlement rumored to exist far north. A place with rules, structure, power. But power always has a price. They reach the settlement weeks later. It's real. Walls, guards, organization. For the first time since the collapse, Daniel feels safe until he learns how the settlement survives. They trade protection for obedience. They exile the weak. They execute those who challenge authority. Order has replaced chaos, but at the cost of compassion. Daniel is offered a choice: stay and become part of the system, or leave and return to uncertainty. Mara already knows her answer. She refuses to live in another cage. Daniel hesitates, because survival without humanity feels meaningless, and humanity without survival feels impossible. In the end, Daniel leaves with her. Not because he's brave, but because he's still afraid of becoming someone he can't recognize. They disappear back into the ruins. The world remains broken. Civilization does not return. But Daniel understands something now. The end of the world wasn't a single moment. It was a process, and survival isn't about staying alive. It's about deciding who you are willing to become to do so. Because when everything else is gone, that choice is all that remains.
Empires are not built by heroes. They are built by men willing to make decisions others cannot live with. This story begins at the moment an empire starts to rot from the inside. The kingdom of Eldoria had ruled the continent for over 3 centuries. Its banners flew over cities, ports, and trade routes that fed the wealth of the entire realm to the common people. Eldoria represented order, stability, a promise that tomorrow would resemble today. But stability is fragile. And power, when inherited too long, forgets its purpose. King Alaric IV was dying. The illness did not announce itself dramatically. It weakened him slowly, stealing breath, strength, and clarity piece by piece. By the time the court acknowledged the truth, the question was no longer if the king would die but who would rule after him. Officially, the answer was simple: Prince Edric, the king's eldest legitimate son. Educated, polite, entirely unprepared, Edric had been raised in safety, shielded from bloodshed, taught diplomacy without consequence. He believed that words could still solve problems that had long since grown beyond language. The nobles smiled when he spoke and sharpened their knives when he turned away. Unspoken among the court was another name. Caelan, the king's bastard son, born to a woman erased from history. Raised far from the palace, trained not in books, but in war, Caelan had bled for Eldoria in border conflicts where the crown refused to look. He had no claim, no title, and the loyalty of men who would gladly die for him. Caelan returned to the capital when the king's condition worsened. His arrival unsettled the court, soldiers straightened their posture. Servants whispered, nobles avoided his gaze. Because Caelan did not beg for acceptance, he did not ask for permission to exist, King Alaric summoned both sons to his chambers. What was said inside those walls was never recorded. But when Caelan emerged, his face was heavier. And when Edric followed, his hands were shaking. The king died 3 days later. The coronation was swift to swift. Edric was crowned beneath banners still smelling of funeral incense. He spoke of peace, of unity, of honouring his father's legacy. The crowd cheered, the council plotted. Within weeks, the cracks began to show. Border lords withheld taxes, trade guilds demanded privileges. Mercenary companies offered loyalty for a price. Edric tried to negotiate. The empire bled. Meanwhile, Caelan vanished. Officially, he was sent away for his own safety. In truth, he was gathering something more dangerous than an army. He was gathering belief among soldiers abandoned by the crown, among villagers burned by neglect, among men who remembered that Eldoria was once protected by strength, not promises. Civil war did not begin with a declaration. It began with silence. Supply lines failed. Garrisons switched banners overnight. Royal messengers stopped returning. Edric's advisors urged action. He hesitated. Because every order meant blood, and Edric had never learned how to live with blood on his hands. Caelan, however, had, when Caelan finally marched. He did so not as a conqueror but as a correction. He did not sack cities, he did not slaughter civilians. He removed governors permanently. Each execution carried a message: loyalty is earned, neglect is punished. The people did not fear him, they followed him. Inside the capital, paranoia took hold. Allies betrayed allies, councils fractured. Edric trusted fewer people each day. When Caelan's forces reached the gates, the city did not resist. The final confrontation took place in the throne room. To brothers, one crowned, Edric pleaded, Caelan listened. And then he spoke the truth Edric had never wanted to hear. You were raised to rule a kingdom that no longer exists. Edric offered the crown, Caelan refused. Because Caelan did not want power given. He wanted power recognized. Edric was exiled, not killed. Because mercy, too, is a form of control, Caelan was crowned King Caelan I. His reign was not gentle, but it was effective. Borders stabilized, rebellions ended. The empire survived. History would remember him as a tyrant or a savior depending on who was asked. But one truth remained undeniable: Eldoria did not fall, because one man was willing to become what the empire required. And that is how kingdoms endure, not through virtue, but through sacrifice that history prefers not to name. Memory is the most fragile form of truth. People trust it completely, even though it changes every time they touch it. This story is about a man who trusted his memory and paid the price for it. His name is Lucas Hale, at least. That's the name he remembers. Lucas wakes up in a white room with no windows, no clock, and no sound except his own breathing. The walls are clean, too clean, like they've never been lived in. There is a chair, a table, and a mirror. On the table lies a folder. On the front, written in black ink, are 3 words. Session 1, Recovery. Lucas does not remember how he got here. He does remember other things. He remembers growing up near the ocean. He remembers the smell of salt and rust. He remembers a woman's laugh, soft, familiar, painful. But when he tries to hold on to these memories, they slip like dreams dissolving after waking. The mirror activates. A voice fills the room. Calm, professional, emotionless. Lucas Hale, the voice says. If you are hearing this, the procedure has begun. The voice explains that Lucas volunteered for an experimental treatment designed to repair severe psychological trauma. Memory fragmentation, dissociation, identity confusion. Lucas doesn't remember agreeing to anything, but the file says he did. According to the records, Lucas experienced a catastrophic event 6 months ago. Something so severe that his mind fractured to protect itself. The treatment is simple. They will help him remember session by session, memory by memory. At first, the memories seem harmless. A childhood bicycle, a high school classroom. A rainy afternoon spent waiting for someone who never arrived. Each session ends with exhaustion and a dull ache behind his eyes. Between sessions, Lucas notices something strange. Some memories feel planted. To clean, to complete. Real memories are messy, inconsistent, emotional. These are not. During session 4, Lucas asks a question. What happens if I don't want to remember? The voice pauses. That will not be necessary. That answer stays with him. As the sessions continue, the memories grow darker. A car accident, flashing lights, someone screaming his name. Lucas feels guilt but cannot identify why. In session 7, he sees blood on his hands. In session 8, he sees the woman again. Her name is Evelyn. She is smiling at first. Then she is crying. Then she is not moving. Lucas wakes from the session screaming. For the first time, the voice sounds uneasy. You are progressing faster than expected, it says. That night, or what he assumes is night, Lucas studies the mirror and notices something impossible. His reflection is delayed, only slightly, but enough. In session 10, Lucas lies. He says he remembers everything. The voice responds instantly, that is incorrect. And the room changes. The walls darken. The temperature drops. The voice stops pretending. Lucas Hale does not exist, it says. That is when the truth begins to surface. Lucas was not a patient, he was a construct, a personality assembled from fragmented memories belonging to multiple individuals. A psychological container designed to hold guilt, trauma, and responsibility that no single mind could bear. There was an incident, a classified incident, one that resulted in dozens of deaths. The people responsible could not live with what they had done. So they split the memory ... and buried it inside Lucas. Lucas was created to forget so others could sleep. Every session was not recovery. It was containment. Lucas reacts the only way a trapped mind can. He resists. Memories collide. Identities bleed into one another. Faces overlap. Names lose meaning. The system destabilizes. The voice becomes desperate. If you continue, the construct will collapse. Lucas asks one final question. What happens if I collapse? Silence. Then the answer. Then the truth returns to those who created you. Lucas understands now he was never meant to survive. He was meant to carry the burden forever, so he makes a choice. In the final session, Lucas stops resisting. He embraces every memory, every scream, every order given. Every life lost. The room begins to fracture. The mirror shatters, and when the system fails, Lucas feels something new. Peace, not because the pain is gone, but because it no longer belongs to him alone. When the facility goes dark, alarms echo through empty halls elsewhere. People wake up screaming from dreams they don't understand. Memories return, guilt returns. Lucas Hale disappears, but the truth does not. Because memories, no matter how deeply buried, always find their way home.
Cities don't sleep, they pretend to, but they never really do. At 3 in the morning, when the streets are empty and the neon signs flicker like dying stars, the city tells the truth about who survives, about who disappears, about who never mattered in the first place. This story belongs to one of those people. His name is Marcus Lane. Marcus is not a criminal by ambition. He is a criminal by erosion. Piece by piece, the city wore him down. Marcus grew up in the kind of neighborhood people only remember when something goes wrong. His father worked himself into an early grave. His mother learned how to survive by staying quiet. The city taught Marcus its first lesson early. Effort does not guarantee escape. Marcus was smart, not brilliant, not exceptional. just smart enough to notice patterns, to see how things actually worked. He watched men who followed the rules struggle. He watched men who broke them thrive. By the time Marcus was 25, the decision had already been made for him. He started small, running packages, delivering envelopes, asking no questions. In the underground economy, silence is currency. Marcus was good at being silent. The city rewarded him with money that disappeared as quickly as it came: rent, medical bills, debts inherited from a family that never caught a break. Marcus told himself it was temporary. Everyone does. That's the lie that keeps the machine running. Years passed. Marcus became reliable. Reliable people are dangerous not because they're violent, but because systems depend on them. And systems don't protect their foundations, they consume them. Marcus worked for a man named Victor Rains. Victor didn't look like a crime boss, he looked like a consultant. Calm voice, clean hands, always polite. Victor controlled networks, not streets, information, not guns. And information is far more lethal. One night, Victor gave Marcus a job that felt different. No delivery, no exchange, just observation. Follow him, Victor said, sliding a photo across the table. Tell me where he goes, who he meets, that's all. The man in the photo was ordinary, mid-30s, office clothes. Forgettable face, Marcus followed him for 3 days. On the 4th day, the man noticed. That's when everything changed. The man confronted Marcus in a subway station, crowded, loud, impossible to disappear in. You shouldn't be here, the man said quietly. Marcus froze because the man wasn't afraid. He was resigned. The man's name was Ethan Cole. Ethan wasn't a criminal, he was an accountant. Or at least, that's what his records said. What Marcus uncovered slowly was something far worse. Ethan was laundering money not for gangs, but for institutions people trusted, corporations, charities, political foundations. Legal crime, the kind that destroys lives without ever pulling a trigger. Victor wanted Ethan gone, not dead, disappeared. Marcus understood what that meant. He was being asked to erase someone. Not physically, socially, reputationally, existentially. Marcus hesitated, and hesitation is expensive. Victor reminded him of something Marcus had forgotten. You don't choose when you're done, Victor said. The city does, Marcus did the job. Bank accounts frozen, false accusations planted. Careers destroyed overnight. Ethan lost everything in less than a week. Marcus watched it happen, and something broke inside him. Because Ethan didn't fight, he accepted it. Like someone who had always known the bill would come due. Weeks later, Marcus found out why. Ethan had tried to expose the system, he failed. Marcus wasn't eliminating a threat, he was burying a warning. Guilt doesn't arrive loudly, it settles in quietly. Marcus began seeing the city differently. Every building felt complicit, every advertisement felt like a lie. Every smile felt transactional. He wanted out, Victor laughed. There is no out, he said, only distance from the blast. Marcus tried to run anyway, that's when the city closed in. Friends stopped answering calls, accounts vanished. Doors that once opened easily stayed shut. The system Marcus helped sustain turned its attention to him in the end. Marcus made one final decision: if he couldn't escape the city, he would expose it. Marcus leaked everything. Names, transactions, networks. He didn't become a hero. Heroes are protected. Marcus became a liability. The fallout was controlled, scandals redirected, sacrifices made. Marcus disappeared, not officially, but effectively. The city continued, it always does, somewhere. People still believe hard work is enough. That systems are fair, that survival is neutral. The city doesn't correct those beliefs, it relies on them. And Marcus Lane. He became what the city creates best, a lesson no one learns from. Because in the end, the city doesn't punish crime, it punishes disruption.
At first glance, this looks like an ordinary love story, a quiet town, a powerful family, and a girl who seems far too insignificant to matter. But if you keep watching, you'll realize this story is never really about love. It's about control, identity, and what happens when the truth refuses to stay buried. This story begins on a rainy night. A young woman named Elena Carter stands outside the iron gates of the Blackwood estate, soaked to the bone, holding a worn-out suitcase in her trembling hands. She has nowhere else to go,
Her mother is dead. Her father's name is written on a birth certificate, but he never once looked back. And now, after 23 years of silence, the Blackwood family has finally found her. Inside that mansion lives Alexander Blackwood, the youngest heir of the Blackwood Empire. Cold, calculating, and dangerously intelligent. To the outside world, he is perfection itself, a future CEO, a golden boy, a man who never makes mistakes. But Alexander hates this house, because this house is built on secrets. The moment Helena steps inside, the atmosphere shifts. The servants stare at her like she doesn't belong. The walls whisper stories no one dares to tell. And at the center of it all sits Margaret Blackwood, the matriarch. Watching Helena with a gaze sharp enough to cut through bone, Margaret doesn't welcome her. She studies her like a problem that should have been erased long ago. You see, Helena isn't just a long-lost daughter. She's evidence. Evidence of an affair. Evidence of betrayal. Evidence that the Blackwood family is not as perfect as they claim. And so, Margaret makes a decision. Helena can stay, but only under one condition. She will never reveal her true identity to the world. Helena is introduced as nothing more than a distant relative. A charity case, a girl taken in out of kindness. But kindness has never existed in this house. From the very first day, Helena becomes invisible. She eats after everyone else. She walks with her head down. She learns quickly which hallways to avoid, which words not to say, and which emotions to swallow. Except around Alexander. Alexander notices everything. He notices the way Helena flinches when voices are raised. The way she holds her breath when Margaret enters the room. The way she looks at family portraits like she's searching for herself among strangers. At first, Alexander keeps his distance, because getting close to Helena means getting close to the truth. And the truth is dangerous, but distance doesn't last. Late one night, Alexander finds Helena in the library, asleep at the desk, a stack of old documents scattered around her. She's been searching, digging, asking questions she shouldn't. That's when Alexander realizes something terrifying. Helena doesn't just want acceptance, she wants answers. And answers could destroy everything. As days turn into weeks, tension builds. Helena overhears conversations that weren't meant for her ears. She sees the cracks in the Blackwood Empire, shady deals, silent threats, alliances built on fear instead of loyalty. Meanwhile, Margaret grows increasingly hostile. Because Margaret knows something Helena doesn't. The Blackwood family didn't lose Helena by accident. She was erased on purpose. Years ago, when Helena's existence threatened the inheritance line, a decision was made. Money changed hands, records disappeared. A woman was paid to vanish with her child. But the child survived, and now she's back. The closer Helena gets to the truth, the more dangerous her position becomes. Servants are fired overnight. Security tightens. Even Alexander is warned to stay away from her. But by then, it's already too late. Because somewhere between shared silences and stolen glances, Alexander falls in love with her. And that love becomes the final threat to the Blackwood legacy. When Helena finally uncovers the truth that she is not a guest, not a burden, but a rightful heir, everything explodes. Margaret denies it. The family panics. The board of directors intervenes. And Alexander is forced to choose. Family or Helena. In the final confrontation, secrets are exposed in front of the entire Blackwood board. DNA results are revealed. Financial crimes surface. Decades of lies collapse in a single night. Margaret loses control. The empire fractures. And the truth, once hidden, becomes impossible to erase, but victory doesn't come without a cost. Helena walks away from the Blackwood main not because she has to, but because she finally understands something powerful. Blood doesn't define family, power doesn't define worth, and sometimes, survival is the greatest revenge. As for Alexander, he leaves with her, not as an heir, not as a Blackwood, but as a man finally free. And that is the real ending of this story, not a fairy tale, not a perfect romance, but a reminder. No matter how deeply the truth is buried, it always finds a way back to the surface.
The bride who married the wrong man. Pay close attention on what should have been the happiest day of her life. This woman walked down the aisle and accidentally married a man she had never met. Her name is Lydia Hale. The eldest daughter of a wealthy political family, for 24 years, she lived under strict rules, perfect grades, perfect manners, perfect reputation. Her engagement to her childhood sweetheart, Ethan Crow, was arranged when they were children. Everyone expected their wedding to be the union of two powerful families, but on the wedding day, Lydia's life derails in the most unbelievable way. Moments before the ceremony, Lydia is kidnapped by masked men, thrown into a black SUV, and drugged with something that makes her head swim. When she wakes up, she's in a dimly lit church, a completely different location, her bouquet replaced, her veil rearranged, her bridesmaids missing, and the groom isn't Ethan. Standing at the altar is a cold, devastatingly handsome man with gray eyes as sharp as winter steel, a man Lydia has never seen in her life. His name? Damien Blackthorn, the most feared underground king in the entire eastern region, leader of the Blackthorn Syndicate, a man whose reputation can silence even the bravest criminals. Everyone calls him the Ghost King because no one knows how he rose to power, and those who try to investigate disappear. Damien takes Lydia's trembling hand. The priest asks, "Do you take this woman?" Damien answers before the priest finishes, "I do." Lydia is stunned. She protests, screams, tries to run, but the guards hold her still. Damien leans close, voice dangerously calm. "Say the words, Lydia." I don't," he whispers into her ear. "If you don't marry me, the Hale family will not live through tonight." Terror grips her heart. Shaking, Lydia barely forces the words out. "I do." The moment the ceremony ends, Damien kisses her lightly, almost mockingly. "Congratulations, Mrs. Blackthorn." Lydia is taken to a black limousine and driven to Damien's fortress-like estate. But here's the twisted part. Damien doesn't touch her, doesn't speak to her. He simply tells her, "You will stay here, you will obey my rules, and you will never leave." But Lydia refuses to be a prisoner. She starts investigating, listening to guards whisper at night, sneaking into forbidden rooms, reading documents she was never meant to see, and what she discovers changes everything, because Lydia realizes something horrifying. Damien didn't marry the wrong bride. He married the right one. Lydia was the daughter of a secret bloodline, a lineage connected to an ancient fortune, a political prophecy, and a deadly secret her parents hid for decades. Damien needs Lydia alive because she is the key to unlocking a legacy that hundreds of powerful families have killed for. But Lydia learns something more shocking. Her childhood fiancé, Ethan, the man she thought loved her, was actually part of the conspiracy to sacrifice her. He knew she was destined to die at 24. He pretended to love her only to keep her compliant. Damien didn't kidnap her. He saved her. But salvation comes with a price. Lydia now belongs to the most dangerous man alive, and Damien has no intention of letting her go. Not after he discovers something even he didn't expect. He is falling in love with her, and when the Ghost King falls in love, entire empires burn. Super long English drama narration #2.dash. The woman who found a baby on her doorstep and realized it was hers. This story begins on a quiet winter morning. Snow blankets the street. The world seems peaceful until a single cry breaks the silence. A woman named Claire Rivers, a hard-working emergency nurse, opens her apartment door and finds a baby basket sitting in the hallway. Inside it, a newborn girl wrapped in a blanket embroidered with Claire's own initials ... at first. Claire thinks it must be a mistake, a prank, some kind of tragic abandonment. But then she sees a note, a single line written in trembling handwriting. "Please protect our daughter. They cannot know she survived." Claire freezes. The handwriting looks disturbingly familiar because it looks like her own. Impossible, insane, but the more Claire examines it, the more certain she becomes. She wrote this note, or someone who knew her handwriting perfectly. But Claire has never been pregnant, never given birth, never even been in a long-term relationship ... So how could this baby be hers? As Claire holds a baby, a wave of foreign memories hits her. Images she doesn't recognize, faces she's never seen, hospital rooms she's never entered. Every night, the memories grow stronger. A surgery she didn't remember, a man she never met, a hospital bed where she was unconscious. Claire begins digging into her past and uncovers a horrifying truth. 3 years ago, she was involved in a major accident. She was unconscious for 2 days. Doctors claimed she suffered only mild injuries, but that wasn't true. During those missing 2 days, Claire was used as a surrogate test subject for a fertility experiment led by a secret organization seeking to create genetically perfect children. Claire was selected for her medical resilience. They implanted a fertilized embryo into her body, monitored the early pregnancy, then removed the fetus covertly before she woke. Claire was never meant to know, never meant to remember, but the baby was supposed to be destroyed. Someone inside the organization betrayed them and saved the infant, placing the child on Claire's doorstep as a last chance for survival. Now, a powerful corporation is hunting for the baby. They will eliminate anyone who stands in their way. Claire must run, hide, fight. She becomes a fugitive, protecting a child she never planned for, yet feels an unexplainable bond with. The twist: the baby begins showing abilities far beyond a normal infant. Rapid learning, unusual awareness, and neurological patterns never documented before. Claire realizes the company wasn't trying to create the perfect baby. They were trying to create the perfect weapon. And now, they will do anything to reclaim it. Super long English drama narration #3. The princess who escaped her own funeral. This is the story of a princess who attended her own funeral. Her name is Serafini Aldora, the firstborn heir to the Aldora kingdom. Known for her intelligence, beauty, and unmatched talent with diplomacy, but political enemies feared her. They needed her gone. The night before her coronation, Serafini is poisoned by her most trusted advisor. Her pulse stops. Her body grows cold. Doctors declare her death. The nation mourns. Her father falls to his knees. A grand royal funeral is prepared. Thousands gather to see the princess one last time. But here's a twist. Serafini wakes up inside her coffin, paralyzed, unable to scream, yet fully conscious. A rare toxin was used, one that mimics death flawlessly but wears off within 24 hours. Serafini fights with every ounce of strength. The sarcophagus cracks open. She crawls out, gasping for air, covered in funeral flowers. Her first thought isn't fear, it's vengeance. But she can't return to the palace, because everyone has already accepted her death. The kingdom has moved on. Her younger sister is taking the throne. Her advisor, the traitor, is now controlling the royal council. Serafini realizes she must stay dead. She disguises herself and goes into hiding, forming alliances with assassins, spies, and rebels. Slowly, she uncovers the conspiracy. Foreign nations, corrupted nobles, and even her own sister, who secretly wanted the crown. The deeper Serafini digs, the darker the truth becomes. The assassination wasn't just about power. It was part of a prophecy that foretold the eldest daughter of Aldora shall bring ruin to the realm. The kingdom didn't want to kill her out of hate. They killed her out of fear. But Serafini isn't the monster the prophecy claimed. The true monster is the person who forged the prophecy in the first place, and she plans to reclaim everything stolen from her, her crown, her kingdom, and her fate. But first, the dead princess must return from the shadows.
It begins on a rain-soaked highway. A lone woman in a torn evening gown, stumbling barefoot through the dark. No ID, no phone, no memory of who she is. But within the next hour, the world will learn her name, because this woman is none other than Evelyn Ardent, the missing heiress of $1 trillion empire, presumed dead for 10 long years. The story opens with a small-town sheriff answering a call about a confused stranger wandering near the county border. When he arrives, the woman only whispers one sentence: "Don't let him find me." She's trembling, terrified, staring into the trees as though someone or something is hunting her. At the hospital, doctors discover something even stranger. Evelyn shows signs of repeated injections, controlled sedation, and restraints that have been removed only hours ago. She wasn't wandering, she escaped. News outlets explode. Paparazzi swarm the hospital. The Ardent family, owners of the world's largest biotech conglomerate, immediately sends a private security convoy to retrieve her, but Evelyn refuses to leave. She says her family isn't trying to rescue her, they're trying to silence her. Piece by piece, she starts recalling fragments of the lost decade, a secret research facility, a genetic experiment gone wrong, and a man who called himself Director Hale. She remembers steel doors, sleepless nights, needles, and whispering voices behind glass walls. She remembers running. Just as Evelyn begins cooperating with investigators, a mysterious fire erupts in the hospital's east wing. Security footage shows masked intruders cutting the power. Their target, Evelyn, with alarms blaring. The sheriff grabs her hand and escapes through a back stairwell. But they're too late. The Ardent family's private strike team has surrounded the building. Cornered, Evelyn suddenly remembers why she vanished in the first place. She wasn't kidnapped, she was the experiment. And the secret locked in her DNA is worth more than any life on Earth. In a maximum security prison buried deep in the desert, a single inmate sits in total silence. No visitors, no calls, no contact with the outside world. And yet, every week, he sends anonymous letters predicting violent crimes before they happen. Every detail, every name, every timestamp always correct. His name is Dr. Adrian Wolfe, once the world's most brilliant behavioral scientist, now serving a life sentence for the murder of his own research team. The authorities call him a monster, the media calls him a prophet. But today, for the first time in 13 years, the prison warden unlocks his cell door because the latest letter predicts something far worse: the downfall of the entire country. According to his message, within 72 hours a catastrophic event will strike the capital, orchestrated by a clandestine group known as the Phantom Circuit. Wolfe claims he knows their methods because he was one of the founders before he was betrayed and locked away. Reluctantly, the government brings him to an underground briefing room. Surrounded by agents, Wolf calmly explains that the Phantom Circuit has infiltrated every layer of society. Politicians, CEOs, military analysts, even the justice system that put him away. Their goal is simple: collapse the nation from within and rebuild it under their own secret charter. But here's the twist. Wolf says he didn't predict the attacks, he designed them. Years ago, his research focused on mapping collective human behavior, identifying how crowds, governments, and entire populations react to fear. The Phantom Circuit stole his work and weaponized it. Now he is the only one who knows how to stop the chain reaction he created. The agents interrogate him, demanding names, locations, proof. Wolf only smiles. "Let me out," he says, "and I'll catch the monster you're chasing. Because I built him." But before they can decide whether to trust him, all the lights in the facility go out. Emergency lock slideshot. A distorted voice echoes through the speakers. Adrian Wolf is not to be released. Terminate the asset immediately. The government realizes something horrifying. The Phantom Circuit knew their every move. Someone in the room is a traitor, and Wolf may be the only one who can tell them who it is. On the night of her wedding, under the glow of fireworks and champagne, the bride suddenly vanished, not kidnapped, not murdered. She walked out of her own celebration and left behind a blood-stained wedding dress. Her name was Leila Harrington, the youngest daughter of a distinguished diplomatic family. Her marriage was supposed to unite two powerful alliances and end years of political tension. But minutes before the ceremony, Leila received an anonymous message containing 3 words that change everything: "He killed them." The message came with a photo, grainy, dark, showing her fiancé standing over 2 bodies. Leila didn't understand it at first, until she recognized something in the picture. The necklace belonging to her missing childhood friend, Iris. While guests laughed and danced, Leila went to confront her fiancé in his private suite. What happened next remains a mystery. Security cameras caught silence, no screams, no struggle. Just Leila walking out alone, carrying her shoes, trembling as if she had seen the devil himself. She was last spotted leaving through the garden gate. Hours later, her wedding dress torn and soaked in blood was found at the edge of a river. But there was no body, no footprints, no signs of drowning. Investigators soon discovered something more disturbing. Leila had been collecting files for months, documents exposing a covert diplomatic operation, blackmail letters, untraceable bank transfers, and a hidden list of high-ranking officials involved in an off-books political assassination program. The final page of her journal reads, "If I disappear, it's because I finally know the truth." The groom denies everything. The families cover up the scandal. The world moves on. But days later, a message appears on a secure server belonging to an international whistleblower group. A video thumbnail, a familiar face, Leila Harrington alive. And she's ready to expose the truth about the man she almost married. In the heart of a neon-lit metropolis, people still talk about the night a billionaire vanished into the slums and left his entire empire to a homeless stranger. It wasn't charity, it wasn't madness, it was revenge calculated, cold. And 10 years in the making. The billionaire was Marcus Vail, founder of one of the world's most powerful tech corporations. Brilliant, ruthless, untouchable, but few knew that behind the skyscrapers and luxury, Marcus lived with a secret. He was running from a crime he didn't commit. 10 years ago, someone framed him for an illegal weapons program. The board forced him out, stripped his legacy, and left him with nothing. Marcus clawed his way back, rebuilt his fortune, and created a shadow network devoted to finding the traitor. But instead of confronting them in a boardroom, Marcus designed a different plan. He befriended a homeless man living under a bridge, a quiet, intelligent veteran named Sam who once studied engineering before life tore him apart. Marcus gave Sam food, shelter, friendship. And then, one night, Marcus offered him the unthinkable. "Take my identity, take my company. Become me." Sam thought it was a joke until men in suits arrived with documents, transfers, and biometric scans proving it was real. Overnight, the bidder became the new owner of Vail Technologies. Overnight, Marcus Vail no longer existed because Marcus had discovered something. The traitor who destroyed his life was someone inside his own family. Someone who watched his downfall with a smile. By erasing himself and handing over his empire, Marcus created the perfect trap. The traitor would strike again assuming Sam was Marcus. And when they exposed themselves, Marcus would emerge from the shadows with evidence, truth, and vengeance. But the plan took a deadly turn. Sam was attacked within 48 hours. Marcus's old enemies resurfaced, and a mysterious organization called the Seventh Protocol began hunting both men. The world now thinks Marcus Vale is dead, but in the underbelly of the city, he's watching every move, waiting to reclaim the life stolen from him.
It begins on a rain-soaked highway, a lone woman in a torn evening gown, stumbling barefoot through the dark. No ID, no phone, no memory of who she is. But within the next hour, the world will learn her name, because this woman is none other than Evelyn Ardent, the missing heiress of $1 trillion empire, presumed dead for 10 long years. The story opens with a small-town sheriff answering a call about a confused stranger wandering near the county border. When he arrives, the woman only whispers one sentence: "Don't let him find me." She's trembling, terrified, staring into the trees as though someone or something is hidden in her. At the hospital, doctors discover something even stranger. Evelyn shows signs of repeated injections, controlled sedation, and restraints that have been removed only hours ago. She wasn't wandering. She escaped. News outlets explode. Paparazzi swarm the hospital. The Ardent family, owners of the world's largest biotech conglomerate, immediately sends a private security convoy to retrieve her. But Evelyn refuses to leave. She says her family isn't trying to rescue her, they're trying to silence her. Piece by piece, she starts recalling fragments of the lost decade, a secret research facility, a genetic experiment gone wrong, and a man who called himself Director Hale. She remembers steel doors, sleepless nights, needles, and whispering voices behind glass walls. She remembers running. Just as Evelyn begins cooperating with investigators, a mysterious fire erupts in the hospital's east wing. Security footage shows masked intruders cutting the power. Their target, Evelyn. With alarms blaring, the sheriff grabs her hand and escapes through a back stairwell. But they are too late. The Ardent family's private strike team has surrounded the building. Cornered, Evelyn suddenly remembers why she vanished in the first place. She wasn't kidnapped, she was the experiment. And the secret locked in her DNA is worth more than any life on Earth. In a maximum security prison buried deep in the desert, a single inmate sits in total silence. No visitors, no calls, no contact with the outside world. And yet, every week, he sends anonymous letters predicting violent crimes before they happen. Every detail, every name, every timestamp, always correct. His name is Dr. Adrian Wolfe, once the world's most brilliant behavioral scientist, now serving a life sentence for the murder of his own research team. The authorities call him a monster. The media calls him a prophet. But today, for the first time in 13 years, the prison warden unlocks his cell door, because the latest letter predicts something far worse: the downfall of the entire country. According to his message, within 72 hours a catastrophic event will strike the capital, orchestrated by a clandestine group known as the Phantom Circuit. Wolfe claims he knows their methods because he was one of the founders, before he was betrayed and locked away. Reluctantly, the government brings him to an underground briefing room. Surrounded by agents, Wolfe calmly explains that the Phantom Circuit has infiltrated every layer of society: politicians, CEOs, military analysts, even the justice system that put him away. Their goal is simple: collapse the nation from within and rebuild it under their own secret charter. But here's the twist: Wolfe says he didn't predict the attacks. He designed them. Years ago, his research focused on mapping collective human behavior, identifying how crowds, governments, and entire populations react to fear. The Phantom Circuit stole his work and weaponized it. Now he is the only one who knows how to stop the chain reaction he created. The agents interrogate him, demanding names, locations, proof. Wolfe only smiles. "Let me out," he says, "and I'll catch the monster you are chasing. Because I built him." But before they can decide whether to trust him, all the lights in the facility go out. Emergency locks slide shut. A distorted voice echoes through the speakers: Adrian Wolfe is not to be released. Terminate the asset immediately. The government realizes something horrifying: the Phantom Circuit knew their every move. Someone in the room is a traitor. And Wolfe may be the only one who can tell them who it is. On the night of her wedding, under the glow of fireworks and champagne, the bride suddenly vanished. Not kidnapped. Not murdered. She walked out of her own celebration and left behind a blood-stained wedding dress. Her name was Lila Harrington, the youngest daughter of a distinguished diplomatic family. Her marriage was supposed to unite to powerful alliances and end years of political tension. But minutes before the ceremony, Lila received an anonymous message containing 3 words that changed everything: he killed them. The message came with a photo, grainy, dark, showing her fiancé standing over 2 bodies. Lila didn't understand it at first until she recognized something in the picture, the necklace belonging to her missing childhood friend, Iris. While guests laughed and danced, Lila went to confront her fiancé in his private suite. What happened next remains a mystery. Security cameras caught silence. No screams. No struggle. Just Lila walking out alone, carrying her shoes, trembling as if she had seen the devil himself. She was last spotted leaving through the garden gate. Hours later, her wedding dress, torn and soaked in blood, was found at the edge of a river. But there was no body. No footprints. No signs of drowning. Investigators soon discovered something more disturbing. Lila had been collecting files for months, documents exposing a covert diplomatic operation, blackmail letters, untraceable bank transfers, and a hidden list of high-ranking officials involved in an off-books political assassination program. The final page of her journal reads, "If I disappear, it's because I finally know the truth." The groom denies everything. The families cover up the scandal. The world moves on. But days later, a message appears on a secure server belonging to an international whistleblower group. A video thumbnail. A familiar face. Lila Harrington, alive, and she's ready to expose the truth about the man she almost married. In the heart of a neon-lit metropolis, people still talk about the night a billionaire vanished into the slums and left his entire empire to a homeless stranger. It wasn't charity. It wasn't madness. It was revenge, calculated, cold, and 10 years in the making. The billionaire was Marcus Vail, founder of one of the world's most powerful tech corporations. Brilliant, ruthless, untouchable.